Hello, everyone. So my name is Andre from Team Company, and we are producing modeling tools. And here we will show how to use Archimate and specific DataBio tooling for specifying pilots. So we preloaded forestry pilots project. So when you have Modelio license, you will be able to join Constellation project. So you would type in the URL for the Constellation, then your login and password. So, and then you have a list of projects to subscribe. So you just click on, for example, DataBio forestry, and then click join the project. So that way you will have your forestry pilots in your list of projects, available projects, and then you can go and connect to this forestry pilot. So all the models will be downloaded to your computer, and you will see all the pilots modeling here. So first thing to do when you connect to your project is to update your model. So basically we use SVN, and it is commit update procedure. So when I connect, I go to the root element and click subversion, update, and I update the whole work model. So basically, in this particular case, nothing was done before because it was me to work on this model all the time. But in other cases, you would see lots of different things that others added in different models and diagrams. Close. Okay, so that is done. So then I present you some functionalities. Okay, so we have three sub-models, major parts of the modeling. These are analyst, which is used for requirements modeling and for goals modeling. I think for the now on, it is not really necessary to discuss that. We will discuss it later. What we need to concentrate on is Archimate modeling. And so we already pre-initialized all the pilots for forestry. So we took the list of the pilots that were in the list in the table of the forestry, and we preloaded all of that. And what we done, I loaded specific models that Stali created for fishery, so diagrams. So you will find examples already here in each pilot. So let's, for example, take forestry A1 pilot, so they will see what is inside. All right. So when you do Archimate modeling, you basically mostly work with viewpoints. So these are those things here. So you can edit diagrams and change. So this only diagrams. Archimate also have some specific models. So the model elements are packaged inside these folders, but you don't need to touch this or check that. It's done automatically. So the model elements put where they belong. So, for example, if you need to see all the applications, you will see it here. If you would like to see what are the motivation for your pilot, so you will see all elements here. Okay, but basically it's done automatically when you do your diagrams. The elements are just classified in these folders. Right. So what do we see? So here in this forestry A1 pilot, in DataBio, Stali proposed a way to model that in 5 different views, starting from motivation, strategy, business process, data structures, and applications. This is all you need to do for your pilot. Starting from motivation, it's already specific diagrams that have concepts like driver for motivation, stakeholders who participates in your process, what are the goals, what are the requirements. You can represent this graphically, and you can link these elements all together. For example, if I want to connect this element, which is called principle, inform the master about an efficient operation and advice on the based on actual and historical vessel performance. So this is modeled as a principle. So I can connect this principle to, for example, an outcome. So the outcome of this would be electrical and consumer share of total electric power output. So how I would do that? So there is specific relations I can use for that, or I can directly link that. So I just wait a bit. So there is an icon of a link appearing. I just click on that, drag it to specific elements if I can, and then there is a list of possible associations or relationships that appears. So in this case, these two elements can only be connected with association or dependency or traceability. So association is more, let's say, more related to Archimate. So you associate this. Dependency is a very general link. You can everything can depend on other things. So you can use it when there's no other options, but you would like to specify some relationship. And then there is a traceability link. This is specific type of link. Also, all elements can be linked with traceabilities. This specifically to show that there is some kind of semantic relationship between two elements. For example, it could be a refinement or a transformation or different versions. So this kind of traceability links can be established between elements. So sometimes these links are also established automatically, and we can then see that in specific view. Right. So okay, so you can link that way. So if I, for example, connect principle with outcome, you can see there is a specific other links that appear. So we can use realization. So this principle realize this outcome. Otherwise, we can use influence. It can be positive or negative influence of the principle on the outcome. So, so this kind of things can be modeled in the motivation view, right? And so then you can use specific description notes and everything. So for some elements, we can that they can be described here in specific view. An Archimate, let's say palette, and in description you put some text for describing, for putting some more information about the specific element, and that way we can actually this can be then produced in the documentation. Right. So let's go to the strategy view. So in strategy view, you see similar elements. You see goals, you see outcomes, but you also see resources, different resources available, different courses of actions, and different capabilities. So here, so Stali created specific resources that are contributing to improving vessel operation goal. So Stali also choose to show specific description to outline specific things about this goal. So it's modeled here as a description. So and we can actually link that and see that in documentation later. So how you can go to and see this description? There is several possibilities. So I think the most generic or most way, so you just go to edit element, and you can see different descriptions here. So actually, Stali used two descriptions here. He could actually use description editing here in Archimate, and then drag and drop that to the diagram. But anyways, all the things are good because those texts will go into the documentation anyways. Right. So what then? So we have business process. It's more a generic view. So we see different processes, analyze meteorological situation, monitor fuel consumption, analyze catch. It's kind of more generic types of processes. So that are involved in your pilot, and then you could add specific elements to that. So so these are, for example, business function. So how the data-driven pelagic fishery operation should work. We have different business actors who are involved in various things. So we have business interaction. So through this business interaction, the actors are involved in various sub-processes. So here you can have some guidelines for what are the different elements and what there are meanings. Right. So we also have business events. So if you need to catch a call, so there is a specific, it launches the process for log, catch, analyze, monitor, and then data should go from one thing to another, another process, and finally to produce something. And for that, we also use specific data. So here we have business objects that go from like meteorological forecast, fuel consumption, vessel system, EO data, and so on. So this is a more detailed view on the operations. So it provides you, like readers, with more details what are kind of very high-level processes involved in the pilot. Then we discuss data structures. So we see data business objects and also data objects. So we kind of refined this bench of data with specific things. So like this meteorological forecast consists of, so we can see the links, realization, association of air pressure, meteorological data, and sea temperature, for example. And for EO data, which is specific time for the pilot, it is sea temperature, etc. So that way we develop the data structure modeling. So there is also a specific element used, which is representation. So to show a bit what would be the visual representation of specific data types. Right. And then finally we see the view on application, and here we use the let's say layers representation from business data value organization. You might think that these layers before in various presentations, and here Stali made a very nice like a kind of layouting of various things like let's say application functions and various systems on various levels. Like we have visualization, user interaction, data analytics, data processing, data management, existing infrastructure, and so you can put inside various different applications there. So for application levels, it's usually shown in blue. You would have components, collaborations, interfaces, functions, processes. You may also see services, events, and also the data types. So this is all modeled in very high level, so to just represent the essence of the pilot. So this is what actually suggested in the DataBio, so from the fishery pilot. So this is basically all that is required for the pilots modeling. So you may add specific documentation to each element. You can also use some DataBio components that Stalia nicely modeled from various catalogs. So you would just put just drag and drop that to the model, and it will appear, and then you can connect that connect that, and you can select specific flows like realization, serving, triggering flow, data flow, etc. Right. So I will just
a
put
quick
that
comment,
out.
Andre, and that is
Yeah.
the motivation and the strategy and the evaluation plan that you have outside Archimate are the obligatory key ones, and business and application are optional, because it depends on the pilot how far they have come in the modeling, that they may not be able to put up the full connection yet. So I just wanted to pinpoint that some pilots are in their very early stages and may not be able to put up the business or application views yet.
Okay, so thank you for this clarification. Yeah, so in this evaluation planning and requirements, I actually cleaned that from the information from the fishery. So because these things can actually be detailed based on what is produced in this Archimate. For the requirements, we have complete requirements from DataBio. So when you just double click, you will have all the requirements already pre-selected. You can use specific, let's say I will put forestry here, forestry diagrams when you just drag and drop specific requirement, right? And you can link this also to a specific, let's say, application or motivation requirement. For the goals, we provide specific mechanism to refine the goals. Either you create it by hand, or we can populate the goals views with a specific model transformation or model, let's say, specific wizards. So, for example, here it is empty. Our evaluation plan or specific goals modeling is completely empty for A1. So if I want to populate that with the data that are available in motivation view, because here we already have some goals, right? So I would go to right click on the this goal container. I'll choose a refinement, populate model by refinement. I just drag and drop motivation here, Okay, and then I can select specific goals from this view. So I would just select reduce time spent, improve vessel operation, improve catch efficiency. I click OK, and basically it's already here. So it is already modeled. So I can see that, and I could also put specific values like units of measurements, current value, problem sources, etc. So Stali already done that um, for the fishery pilot. Another interesting thing that I can do, I can go to motivation view. For example, here, when you use only Archimate, the description of the goals is quite brief, so you don't have access. And for example, if I want to link these Archimate goals with the evaluation plannings to have this kind of bi-directional transformations, I just click here and I just type improve to link to link that with the evaluation plans goals, right? Okay, just click outside, right? So and now when I click here, so I see already that I can specify specific details for this goal, right? So it is linked completely to this catch efficiency. If I change the name for that, improve catch efficiency new, poof, it will automatically change the evaluation planning and the goals in this goals modeling. Right. So this is the way how it is done here, and so we would propose only probably to first concentrate on Archimate modeling and then have a specific session on how to switch to goal modeling.
Andre, I do have one comment still here, and for the goals, both in Archimate and also this evaluation plan, we would like to specify to the degree that we are able to right now the KPIs for each goal. There's been some discussions about how to measure our success and so on, but if you click on one of the goals, you can see that we have an attribute called unit of measurements, and we do have a goal value, we have a current value. So here you can specify, for instance, I think for fisheries, we have some resources spent per kilo caught fish. Then an accumulated energy unit per kilo of fish could be the unit of measurement. And we do maybe have an idea about the current value and what we would like to achieve when or if we manage to create or implement, deploy our solution. It's just a guide. It's not like a hard requirement, but it's a goal. I think the KPIs can be specified here. And I think that was the main intention by introducing a dual goal model, because we do have goals in Archimate, but it's not enough details on those goals to be able to specify the KPIs. Per Gunnar, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was motivating.
Yeah, exactly, because that's how we tie in the KPIs we put in those Excel descriptions to the goals in the diagrams. So,
okay.
Yes, and one overall comment is that we have been capturing or writing lots of documents, spreadsheets, Word documents, doing pilot component mappings and so on. And this is the unified view on all those documents. We put them into the molds. In the motivation view, we specify the goals to the KPIs, and strategy view, we do have an idea about how we can realize them. using these resources that we are aware of, capabilities. We do also have, of course, in a data-driven project, an idea about the data you should use. So this is the place where we can put everything into one model and then also generate documentation from it. I think it was Arne Jørgen that mentioned earlier in the project that we have both a bottom-up and top-down process. We do have some data, lots of data. Of course we do, because again, it's a data-driven project. But we also have user organizations that have some needs and problems that they like to solve. So we work from top and also from bottom, and we meet somewhere in between. So that's maybe why you see that we have all these diagrams, not only motivation strategy, but also some data structures, because we do have some data.
Yes, I just wanted to show a couple of more features. Okay, so now you have your models, your pilot modeling. So what we can do? So from that you can already test documentation generation. So you just right-click on the viewpoint. For example, your Archimate submodel for your pilot, and select DataBio in contextual menu and click Archimate viewpoint document. So I'll put it here, test doc, okay. And so at some point I will have the document opened when I already have all the viewpoints and all this the diagrams put in the right format as required by DataBio. Right, and so this is for testing only. Another nice feature. So this documentation, so it's just for quick check only. So if I want more documentation, so there is a specific model elements called books that for each Archimate model. So if I go to this forestry A1 Archimate document, so I have my document publisher view, and so in this view we have specific icons appearing, right? So I can generate documentation, I can visualize that, so the current document. I can also reverse content from this document. I will show how it works. So this similar functions can be called also from the contextual menu. I go to this book, I select document publisher, and I then can select generate documentation, visualize, add properties, reverse content. Right, okay, so I go and generate documentation for that one. So now I have it. So it is the same document, but now I can edit the specific nodes, and that way can describe and put more information in the model. So, for example, for this business A1 business process view, I can just put something like this. Yeah, please keep attention that you need to really edit inside this specific elements. So that way Modelio will know that it corresponds to this element and will reverse this text where it belongs. So this is the pilot business process view. Okay, so I safeguard, so I save that. You can close or not, and then I can, so when clicking on this document, I can then reverse content, right? So it says, okay, this was modified, and I just reverse that. And if I want to see if it was it really done, I go to this A1 business process view, and you see that the content of the notes has been reversed. So that way I can populate documentation of the model and put all the things inside. Right. So when I'm done with modeling, you may consider to save your project. It's good, and you can also consider to commit your changes. You go and click on either on your submodel or on the whole root element of the model, and you click commit. That way we see that there were documents modified, there was a specific views modified, specific added new goals in the goal evaluation planning. So you can put comment, or those comments will be added automatically to SVN, and the other people will know what was changed in the model. Right, so I click that, okay, and so now it's committed to the shared server, and other people, when they update the model, will see these changes in this forestry model. So I think now it is the end of my presentation. We can have a quick question-answer session on Modelio functionality. For example, if Anu, Rene, or Vali, or anybody else, or Goran has any questions, I can probably show that online, so that we have this recorded for others. Okay, Anu, any questions?
Well, I think my questions will arise when I get my hands on to the modeling, which I haven't been done yet. So,
okay.
So far, all clear.
Okay. So, by the way, so you can contact me by Skype at Andrei.Sadovic. So I will. Usually, I'm quite quick in answering questions and having these small hands-on sessions online, so that we go quickly in modeling.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Goran, any questions so far?
No. Well, it seems quite straightforward. Obviously, there's lots of details, and I think, as Anna said, the difficulties will come in practice.
Okay. Miguel, any comments? Miguel, you are muted. Probably that's why we don't hear you. Okay, so then we switch to Rene.
Yes, thanks for the presentation. It does seem quite straightforward. Still, there is very limited time available to complete this modeling, and therefore,
yes,
I will be. Well, we need to agree how the process will actually go. That will the pilot leaders be able to efficiently utilize the tool themselves, even though you did give a nice introduction to it. So let's discuss how the actual modeling will happen. I think Jarmo Kalaoja is at least available for supporting the modeling. And this was actually new to me, that there is an idea of these evaluation plans and further to be modeled as well. So far in the pilot description template, there's been discussion only about this motivation and strategy view as the most necessary elements.
So just probably a few comments on that. Nice thing about the modeling that we can actually refine that further on with description of data sources, data models. It's actually living models, so that we can use in various stages of the project. We can also trace those goals and those requirements through modeling. so with specific matrices and specific correspondence or relevance tables. So this will be also generated in the documentation automatically. We don't need to manually maintain those links.
Right. So for the long term and mid-term and long term, it is the tool of choice. But right now we have to keep a real focus on the June deadline of the first deliverable. Yes. Thanks.
Yes. I just presenting all the possible usages in future why we do this modeling. So that's what actually helps us to trace the things and have the simplified view on the things.
Right.
Right. Veli-Matti, any comments?
Thank you for the presentation. Currently, I do not have any comments or questions, but I had a start of the meeting some technical problems and I didn't see the screen shared. So, are you sharing this material somewhere?
Yes, I currently record this session, so I hope it will save in the right format and I can share that.
Okay.
Okay, so Stali, we can probably switch, and you may probably show anything if you want in terms of the final stage, what we finally want to see, for example, for the fishery pilot.
Well,
so,
I think that maybe you already mentioned or you showed something, and I think that Renne, it's a really good point. We do not have that much time. And actually we have very limited time, so we need to get going. I'm not sure if you're aware of the different modes of modeling. I think it was Martin Fowler many years ago that defined 3 modes of modeling. One is the models as a sketch, and then you have modes as blueprint, and then you have modes as programming language. I think at this stage in this project we are using modes as sketch, meaning that we would like to put as much information and knowledge into the diagrams as possible. There will not be like generated database structures from it. But if we are not certain about some relationships and so on, whether it should be generalization, specialization, association, traceability, use, whatever kind of relationship, please just add something, and if also add maybe a note saying that here I would like to have blah, blah, blah. And then we can fix it later. The important stuff now is that we take all knowledge that has been defined in the spreadsheets and the different documents and put them into a structured way. Maybe we can then have several iterations on this, trying to identify some common stakeholders, common goals. We also have a first idea about the component usage, and that was the idea behind this application view, where we have, for instance, for the fishery models, we do have the STIM component, we have the Ratatos component, we have the IBM Proactive Technology Online component that has been provided by the partners. So we can have like a usage matrix saying like the one that we already have in the spreadsheet. So I think it's important to add as much information as possible, and if you're not sure about how to mold it, just add it and add a note and we can fix it later. I also should suggest that if it's okay with everyone, we can have a chat group using Skype. I don't think that anyone uses IRC anymore, so I don't know for sure. We could also have like Slack, but let's use Skype for now. And where we can post questions, and if there are some special issues, we can have a separate session with the individual users. But I think we should just start, and then we deal with the problems as we go, or challenges. Actually, I heard that many years ago we were talking about problems, and then 10 years ago they were defined to be challenges. And now, for the last 2 years, they have been redefined again to be opportunities. So we have many opportunities here.
Okay, so thank you, Stali. Any other comments? questions?
Just Gunnar here. I just want to ask everybody to use the latest templates for with the input from the pilots and make sure that we try to be homogeneous with the names we use for stakeholders and goals and so on that are already in the document, so they tie nicely together when we merge them, and that is easily to follow the connection between diagrams and the textual description. That's just and another thing is that this business diagram, if you have it, we may consider to put it next to the BDA figure that we have in those documents, but that we can discuss probably Ståle later on, because
Yes.
I think it's a good refinement of that first overview. Your diagram is a more detailed and better refinement than the first one, and the first one is good if you don't have the refinement.
Mm.
Okay.
So who will then take responsibility of creating a Skype chat? Do everyone have a Skype account? Not Skype for business, but regular Skype? We can have like a chat group or group sessions.
Yes, so I think it's a nice idea to have that. So we can extend what we have right now, and then invite other people wherever they join the Skype, or ask somebody, Ståle or you or me actually, about the Modelio usage questions or modeling, so that we actually populate this group all together.